My mum's been drinking for as long as I can remember, pretty much my entire life. Even before I realised that she was an alcoholic, she was drunk a lot of the time. And some of the most fondest memories, it kills me to look back on and think that she was actually drunk and it wasn't the real her. Most of the time I was looking after her and I did give up a lot to be there for her. I was scared to leave and go out with my friends in case something happened. I was scared to go to school at some points and be in different places just in case something happened.
Because I've been so ill, Kira's become like my carer, and she gets lots of support from the carers, Blackpool Carers Centre and Connect, and she's also being seen by somebody from the Blackpool Crisis team, and they all help support her.
The worst moment that I've had was when I went into hospital and she was being sick, blood, and I sat there next to her and I was holding her hand. And I overheard one of the doctors say that they didn't think that she was going to make it. My biggest fear as a child was always losing my mum, especially after I'd lost my dad.
I started drinking when my husband committed suicide 12 years ago. I didn't deal with any emotions at all as regards his death. And my life story, I went into depth about how he died and what happened.
When she came into the house and said that she'd signed up for Horizon here, I'm not ashamed to say that we were all hopeless. None of us believed that it would actually work, and I was on the verge of moving out because I didn't want to be there to see her in that way anymore. When she started, I immediately saw a change in the kind of person that she was. She was much more open and more confident in the way that she was about herself, and she became so much more of a better mum that I'd never had before in my entire life.
I'm doing a lot more interaction with my children, We're talking about serious things and they're getting involved with my life and I'm getting a lot more involved with their life.
The main benefit of doing Deep for me is it's given my daughter the mother she deserves back.
Never in a million years did I expect my mum to be sat amongst you all today with 5 months sobriety behind her again. I couldn't be more proud of her and grateful that she's back to being not just my mum, but also my best friend. I remember I used to look forward to being on early shifts at work, as 9 times out of 10 she would always get up to make me a brie before I went, and I'd get an hour or so of the mum that I missed and loved, as the alcohol hadn't had time to take over yet. If it wasn't for the Deep programme that she was apprehensive about taking part in the first place, I think that would still be my life today.
I would just like to say a personal thanks to Amber, my daughter. You've been so supportive all throughout my journey of recovery and relapse, and I couldn't do it without you.
I believe the programme has allowed her to deal with feelings and emotions she didn't even know existed. I think it gave her purpose, focus and guidance that she needed to stay sober.
I can honestly say that since I became sober and left Deep, I've started going to college and I've started volunteering here, and I think I'm the most content I've ever been. I was sat in the garden on the patio, and the dog was at my feet and the cat was in the window and my daughter was on the phone to her boyfriend prattling away, and it was so normal, and it was just so normal, and it was just what normal people do. And if I'd have carried on drinking, I wouldn't be there at all. That whole scenario wouldn't occur.
It's become so much more normal. When she started to go through Horizon, I noticed a change in the house. It was much more upbeat. I noticed that me and my eldest brother Jordan started to become a lot happier, and we were starting to get help for the things that we had to go through. And now, just looking back on it, I realise how horrendous the entire situation was. But now we're so tight and we're so close, and I am so thankful and grateful for my mum for doing everything, because I know that if she hadn't have done it, she wouldn't be here today. And I would be in a home with my 2 brothers.
Really, my whole life revolves around my children, and I've teetered right on the very brink of living or dying, and I just hope I don't let anybody down, because I want to carry on like this. and I want to make my children proud.
I just wanted to congratulate everybody here and thank everybody because it's so incredible what everybody has had done, family members and the people who are actually here and have gone through the journey themselves. A massive thank you to everybody because it's an incredible thing what you've done, and I don't think you'll ever realise how grateful your family members will be that you've managed to stop, pick yourself up, and you are now yourselves again. So thank you.